Well, guess what came in the mail today, or the day I created this video, was my Swedish Ladder. The box was really quite heavy, but it's really nicely packaged with the plastic corners on there. So just cutting that off. As my father said, always cut away from yourself, which I don't know if I did that or not, but I was pretty safe with that. I didn't realize at the moment, but there's a box inside of a box. So thank you, Amazon, for protecting that, I guess. The Swedish ladder is something that gymnastics use a lot for a lot of different activities, and I just kind of wanted something to help my body recover from my workouts since I'm hypermobile, and then also for potential future use with my clients to get their body to stretch in a way that I can't do on a table. And it's more of an activated release. So maybe we can have them hang off the top of it, obviously with their feet on the ground, and then I can kind of contort their body in a way and also do some fascia releases with that. But just it's going to be trial and error to see how things work out with that. But the this specific Swedish ladder is very well built. The packaging on this was really well done. There's not a single scratch on anything. I have kind of a funny thing coming up here is my brain. I don't know what my brain was thinking of when I was putting this together, but yeah, that doesn't look right, does it? Oh, I don't know what my brain was thinking on here, but it's kind of like one of those moments like one thing doesn't look like the other, but hey, we're just going to leave it like that. It's like my OCD is looking at that and being like screaming at it. It's like, turn it around, make it work. I did end up fixing it. It was just kind of like one of those idiot moments I had. But the wooden dowels here are actually really nice quality. They're really nice and smooth. What you'll see later, or what you won't see later, is that I didn't take video when I put the screws in. I did it on a different day, and I also turned the brackets around a little bit. But so here's the instructions. One little piece of paper, not very good quality. I think there's a big lack of anything that you get nowadays. Is the instructions are just horrible. But anyhow, I just went through and laid everything out, and yeah, so now I switched to my GoPro on my head, and then here's I'm like, wait a second, why does this not look right? Oh crap, I had it the wrong way. Put it back together, I'm like, oh, that looks so much better. It's like I can have a sigh of relief knowing that I had it the right way. Honestly, the hardest part about building this project was putting those bolts in the holes, because I think when they drill them out, there's maybe like a couple little burrs on the inside that they didn't clean up, which would be pretty hard to do anyhow. But the bolts would get stuck on it, so it wouldn't just slide right into the hole. But overall, it was a really easy build. Just trying to show the completeness of it. So you see the small holes there, that's where the screw goes, and where the way I'm placing the brackets against the floor would be what would be against the wall. So then when I actually put the dowels in, I didn't put the screws in like that, you could actually see them, and I didn't like that look, so I turned it around. So that way I turned the brackets around, and you'll see at the end of the video what I mean by that, because it looks a lot more smooth and put together. I wasn't quite sure if those brackets were supposed to go on the outside or the inside. I put them on the outside for a little bit more stability, because it gives another couple of inches of width with that. I really don't know if there's a difference. According to the instructions, I think it's supposed to go this direction, but it could have went either way, I believe. So this is the one, it's kind of nice. You can kind of see it has my computer's locked up on me. But it has a little bit of a, when you tighten that one up specifically, it really anchors the two parts together. It really squeezes them pretty hard. Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't have the one rod in between my legs, or else I would have probably Needed my nutsack on that one. Should I say nutsack on that? Anyhow, I did not hurt myself in the making of this, which was really nice. So then I just repeat the same process on the other side. I'm kind of one of those where I like to see progress over the simplicity of it. So like instead of just building both the exact same and then putting the rods in there, I'm putting the rods in there I can justify the reasoning behind that because I want to make sure I'm doing it the right way, but in all reality I could have done this before I put the rods in, or the wooden dowels, I guess you would say. But we're almost done. We've got one more angle piece to go and then put them together, and then I'll actually show you on the wall. When I put it on the wall, I use these really specific, it's probably the highest rated drywall anchors I've found so far. I think they're the base rated for like 1/2-inch drywall is like 273 pounds, and for 5/8 it's like over 500 pounds. And then I added some red oak 1x4s or 1x3s to it as well. And if I need it, it's going to give it over 500 per bolt. And then if I need even more support, so I feel like it's creaking or whatever, I can actually put I have metal studs in the wall since it's a commercial building, and I can do a pilot into the redwood and a red oak, and then also anchor it a little bit heavier, which I might do at a later point in time, which also depends on how I feel it, how stable it feels. So alright, so I've got my nest contraption, the Swedish Ladder. I finally got that bolted to the wall. It is not going anywhere. I've got these specific drywall anchors that go, they're rated for like 500 pounds per bolt, plus I have a piece of red oak in place of that to give it extra stability through that. It's 5/8 inch drywall, so I can like literally hang off of this thing. It's not going to go anywhere.